Hello. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It's your girl. It's your girl, Jazzy Jazz. Happy Saturday. Thank you for tuning into Ladies Night. Yay. So we have a lot in store this evening. We are going to be talking about corny guys get the last laugh. And we're going to deep dive into this corny guys. Okay, just so you know. I do have the lovely D with me. And D, if you could just tell me a little bit about yourself and tell the tribe. I'm sure they know who you are, but just as a refresher.
Hey, y'all. I'm D. McCoy. I'm the host of Redefine the Podcast. And I'm excited to be here. I'm excited.
Yay. I'm excited you're here as well. So if you could, please like, share Biz Entertainment Network. They are hosting, or Biz is hosting Ladies Night. So we're just here to have fun, talk that ish. I'm trying not to cuss anymore, so bear with me. It may slip, but I'm trying to be a better human being over here. One step at a time.
One step at a time. A win is a win. A win is a win.
So, but we're going to go ahead and jump into it. I feel like I just got refreshed. My energy was down a little bit. I've had a rough week, personal stuff going on. But I feel good. I feel blessed. I'm happy that I'm here. I'm happy that my family is good. And just all the negativity, I'm like trying to like just whisk it away, It's crazy because someone told me last week that someone was like praying on my downfall. And I was like, it's not going to happen. I rebuke it. It's not going to happen. So I feel like all this negativity is like coming. And I think it's because I heard those words. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, what is it? I can't think of what it's called, but like when someone tells you something and then you like, it's like
manifestation. When you manifest it, you've been thinking about it so much, right?
And so now I'm like, wasn't even thinking about it, but now that I just said it, and I'm like, putting two and two together, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna let him win. I'm gonna keep moving forward.
That's right. Come on. If you speak it into existence, it'll all be, it gets good. It gets good.
Yeah. And I was like, I just have to turn it around. You know what I'm saying? Like speaking it into existence, but turning the negative into a positive. Like someone could be praying on my downfall. However, I'm about to get out of it and I'm about to be successful, or, whatever situation that may be, just trying to turn that around. But yeah, I was super drained. And then as I was getting ready, it was like crazy. Like my energy just started like refilling as if I was pouring water in my cup. So
because you're doing something you love tonight, right? You're doing something you love. You're talking about something that, talking about some good topics, and that like refills your spirit as well. Like you're putting good out, you're going to get some good in. It's refilling.
Yes. So thank you so much for being here with me. I super appreciate you taking the time and just sharing your energy, because you're like super positive. I have seen you before. So, hey, Brina. I have seen you before on a prior podcast, and I just thought you were like so awesome. I was like, she has like super good energy. So I'm excited to be here with you.
Thank you.
We miss Sabrina. Sabrina is she's typically here with us as well, but she's celebrating her birthday. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes. But thank you so much for tapping in with us. We're going to get into it. We're going to see the first video of our topic tonight, and then we're going to talk about it. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
First video.
So how do women feel about nice guys? I think this text interaction will tell us all we need to know. So after the date, the girl texts him, hey, I really had a good time with you the other night. I think you're a great guy, but I just don't feel like there will be anything between us. You're a nice guy, so I feel really sorry, but that's just how I feel. She says the word nice guy twice in one paragraph. He says, bleep, what the fuck? You're fake as hell. I paid for your dinner. You were smiling and laughing all night. We texted a bunch. You gave me every indication you wanted me for the long term, and all you did was play me. You pancake bleep bleep. She says, damn, now I'm totally wondering what your answer would have been if I would have told you that I thought you were a little creepy, laughing emoji. Props to her for laughing it off. But anyway, what does this tell us? Women do not want the nice guy. Women do not want the guy who pretends to be nice, who hides his intentions in order to, impress the girl with his money or with his niceness. No, women want a guy who's genuine, who's real, and who will always tell it to her straight, which is, I think, unfortunately, what this guy is going to have to learn the hard way.
So I really like the way he explained, hey Karma. I really like the way he explained it because a lot of men, or I hear a lot of men say, oh, she doesn't want a nice guy. She wants a douche, or she wants a jerk. You know, that's the only type of guy that she likes. But it's not that. It's how it's presented. Like you can sit here and you can pretend that there's nothing wrong. You're, Joe Cool, I should say. And there's all this stuff like afterwards.
I feel like if someone is not genuine, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can feel that. Like
Right.
you can feel like the girl in the text message said, like, you're already a little creepy. Like, imagine if she just went with, he was so sweet. He did everything right. And she didn't go with her intuition. That was her intuition that said,
exactly,
don't deal with him. He's a little creepy. He's a little off. Don't deal with him. And
she was being nice.
She did. Good thing she did it. Like, she was, good thing she called it as she seen it. Because he was fucking mean. Like,
he was rude. See, there he was pretending to be a nice guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was her out. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, there was intuition. She knew something was off, but you're pretending to be this person. But I'm going to tell you, like, this is what I got from you. Yep. Sorry, it didn't work out. We're not meant to be, whatever the case. And then he's like, F you. Like, that's who you really are. That's the real you.
That's a character flaw. Yeah, mm-hmm. that's who he is. That's like, when guys, they try to get at you, like, what's up? And you're like, oh no, I'm not interested. You're like, bitch, you ain't had no ass anyways. Well, I didn't have ass when I walked on by you. Why are you mad about me not having ass now? Like, it's the lack of like genuineness that they bring.
I don't
even probably.
Like, a lot of guys would be, well, when I was younger, I don't want to say a lot, but a big portion of guys, I wouldn't talk to, I would be like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, hi, and then keep it moving. And I think that was the nice part of me, like even saying hello, because I turned into a person that when you talk to me, I just looked the other way, because there were so many dudes that I would be like, oh, I'm cool, nice to meet you. They'd be like, F you. Like, I'm sorry, you was just trying to talk to me, and now it's F you?
You're mad. Why do you
like, you're angry. You're a bit angry. Thank you for helping me out and not go down that road, But I'm like, a lot of people would say, oh, you're superficial. Because I would look at someone, I'd be like, oh no, he's not my style.
See, and I'm the opposite. Anytime someone would speak to me, I would talk to them. I'd have conversation. Yeah, I would always speak. Also that idea of like, I don't want him to like go crazy because, whatever. But I would always speak because I feel like that takes a lot of confidence to come up to someone you don't know. And that's not me. So I will speak to them. And then if they're like, oh, let's exchange numbers. Oh, I'm so sorry. I miraculously have a boyfriend now. I'm in a relationship. I'm whatever. But if I do exchange numbers and I realize I'm at the age now where I know within that first conversation, right? Like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. And then I gently say it then. But when people approach me, I'm like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. Thank you.
Right.
Let them off easy.
I'm in a relationship. So now, I'm not flirty. I'm not, what I'm saying? Like back when I was single, I got a lot of that. Like, oh, you don't want to talk to me. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I literally stopped talking to people. They would say something, they'd be like, and then they would call. It was the same thing. I was going to get called the B word or stuck up, or you think you're all that, you're really not. Either way, so I just was like, I wouldn't speak.
Yeah, so then why waste my time? That's what that is. Like, well, if you're gonna be mean anyway.
Or I would say I'm married, and that's to me when I used to say I'm married, it would be like I was like now a trophy. Like, oh, I'm about to get you. Like, no, I said I was married. Back up.
Yeah, I would tell people, oh, I have a boyfriend. They'd be like, okay, so you can't have friends. Okay, well, I like women. Let me change your life. Oh hell, you don't. No is no. Like, it's they're weird. They're weird.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, do you think if a guy
Hi. How are you?
Sorry, I've been having such a hard time trying to log in.
It's okay. We're happy you're here.
Friend.
Wait.
How do you say your name? I don't want to say it wrong.
Aleli?
Aleli. Oh, that's pretty.
Aleli.
Well, I'm Jasmine. You can call me Jazzy Jazz, whichever you prefer. And that's D. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to be talking about corny guys, and then but we're talking a little bit about men that they pretend to be a nice guy. They they come up to you, they take you on a date. Corny guys get the last laugh. I apologize. They take you on a date, and then you're not interested, or you already see like, hey, it's not going to work out, and then they turn into a jerk, and it's like you just saved yourself that heartache. You feel me? That's what we're talking.
Okay.
That's where we're at right now.
So what do you think? Did you get to see the video or no? Because you were logging in.
No, I was trying to log in.
So how do women feel about nice guys? I think this text interaction will tell us all we need to know. So after the date, the girl texts him, hey, I really had a good time with you the other night. I think you're a great guy, but I just don't feel like there will be anything between us. You're a nice guy, so I feel really sorry, but that's just how I feel. She says the word nice guy twice in one paragraph. He says, bleep, what the fuck? You're fake as hell. I paid for your dinner. You were smiling and laughing all night. We texted a bunch. You gave me every indication you wanted me for the long term, and all you did was play me. You pancake bleep bleep. She says, damn, now I'm totally wondering what your answer would have been if I would have told you that I thought you were a little creepy, laughing emoji. Props to her for laughing it off. But anyway, what does this tell us? Women do not want the nice guy. Women do not want the guy who pretends to be nice, who hides his intentions in order to, impress the girl with his money or with his niceness. No, women want a guy who's genuine, who's real, and who will always tell it to her straight, which is, I think, unfortunately, what this guy is going to have to learn the hard way.
I like the way he explained it.
Yeah, but that guy wasn't the corny nice guy though, because
no, they're like two different things.
Nice guys don't usually have that type of response in those type of situations.
Typically.
Yeah, typically.
That he was pretending. He was pretending that he was a nice guy, and he really wasn't. He really wasn't. Yeah, that's how I was saying with us. Have you had any like encounters with anybody, or I don't know if you're in a relationship or not?
Yeah, I've had my share of the nice guy. Unfortunately, that's where it didn't work out. I just think it has a lot of it has to do with like a more than just like wanting the nice guy. I think that a guy will genuinely be that with you if it's there. But yeah, because I had dealt with this one guy, nice guy, like very much a woman pleaser in every aspect of it, but it just I tried to get into it and I couldn't. Like I think maybe it was just me. It was just not our timing.
Right.
That had to do with a lot with it too. I was a lot younger. And I think it's just a little more shallow. Certain aspects of it, like physical attraction wasn't all the way there. So, unfortunately, he got his heart broken with that situation.
For me, I have like an alpha personality, but that can deal with me because I have a really loud personality. I'm very independent. I do things on my own accord. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny because guys think like, oh, you're full of crap. Like, because I want a guy to tell me like, stop. You need to calm down because you're out of control right now. I need someone to tell me in certain situations, like clearly not every day. But my partner is very outspoken, very loud. And sometimes it's good for me. So I'm not that way because I can be very loud, overpowering type of personality. Now, a lot of it comes with that because I'm an only child. I've had to figure out a lot of things on my own. And so I tend to roll over people without knowing I'm rolling over people. So I have to have someone that's like,
maybe.
And I don't, but not that he's mean, because he's a nice guy. It's just he knows the limitations on that, and he doesn't let me take advantage of him being nice, because I can take advantage of the niceness. I'm woman enough to say it.
I think most women who are with the nice guy are probably a little more dominant in that relationship. I think the nice guy is just more like a woman, like just a pleaser, like in that aspect. I think they just are aiming like kind of like the yes man, like just wants to like keep everything okay. I don't know. I personally, I don't really like a nice guy too much, just because I know I could be a pushover. I know that I'm gonna take advantage of that, in a way where I'm kind of like, I'll still try to do me, while like knowing that I can have them in my back pocket.
So like your cake and eat it too.
Huh?
Your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's why I cannot do a nice guy. I need somebody who like I need somebody who like knows how to say no to me.
Assertive. You need an assertive man.
Yeah, I like somebody who's more like a dominant. I think like a submissive man is more kind of like a nice guy, like a submissive man. I don't want a submissive man.
See, I don't associate a submissive man with a nice guy, and I think that's experience, because I know a lot of submissive men that are a-holes. Just saying. Yes. But I don't know if that's because I have a lot. Well, when I was younger, I had a lot of guy friends. I was always like sister, because I had a lot of hot friends. So a lot of guys wanted to be my friend because all my friends were hot.
Yeah.
So no, they're a-holes.
I like a nice man. I believe that there is
I love you more.
I feel like there's fluid. You can be fluid and be alpha and be kind. I don't think like I don't
There's a delay. There's a delay that we're getting. Delay. So if one talk, everyone goes on mute.
You said there's a delay with a
I think he's talking about like the sound. So he was saying if one person talks and then like everybody else goes mute.
Gotcha.
You got it.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I like a man that's nice. I will not deal with a man that is not nice, that is not kind to me, that is not gentle with me. And I feel as if he can still be alpha, he can still lead, he can still be strong, but I still want him to be able to say, to still have a certain level of softness. And I think that level of softness is providing me a space to be soft as well. And he can still lead and he can still be assertive and whatever, but I'm not into like you not finna yell at me. I don't like being yelled at. I don't like being talked to no kind of way. So I definitely am for a nice man, like completely. And I do believe a nice man can still be alpha.
Do you really?
I do. I do. I do. Because I think that a nice man is if my partner is nice to me, it's just he's just giving me like a human right of like a kindness of like he should be able to talk to me in a respectful manner. He should be able to if I want something, he should be able to get it. If whatever the case is. Now he should not allow me to walk over him. He should not allow me to be disrespectful. But I also think that's a character thing on my end, right? Like I should not be disrespectful. I should not walk over him. I should not do certain things. And so I think that that's like that like alignment, like where that is, where I'm at with that person. But I do believe he can still be alpha, absolutely. Because I don't like, I think like Laylee said, I don't want somebody to be like, yes, Deanna, whatever you want, Deanna, yes. What the fuck? Because sometimes I want some bullshit. So if you're gonna be my partner, you have to lead correctly, and leading looks like also saying, hey, you can't do that.
I had dated this guy, really nice guy. And I'm, he was nice. I know he was a jerk to other people, but to me, he was nice. But if I told him, do this, do that, do this, do that, jump, he'd be like, how high do you need me to jump? And I'm like, make a decision, oh, I want to eat that, like whatever you want, whatever you need, whatever you want. And it's not that I want that in someone, but I want someone to also have an opinion on what they want, because I think that's where you come together. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like for him, he was like, I knew he wasn't the one. Right. And I knew, you know what I'm saying? To tell him, he was like heartbroken, and not to sound like an evil person, but I just knew like it wasn't going to work, because everything I said he was a yes man. Like hi Maria, he was a yes man. And it's like I felt like I was being mean because I wanted him to have something of his own. He was turning me into a mean person because I'm like, can't you, like I felt like a bully. You know what I'm saying? Like you want, you're gonna eat Taco Bell until you tell me you don't want Taco Bell. It was like stupid.
No, I don't want a yes man, but I do want a man that is able to be fluid in the way that he handles things. So he should be able to stand firm and say no. And then he should also be able to say, you know what, I'll give into that. We can do that. And that's different, because I also think in disagreements, when you don't have a yes man, you also feel that energy that you don't want. And if we can't disagree and be respectful, it's a problem.
No, I totally. It's like you don't want someone so far off the spectrum where when you say, I get it. No, but you said alignment. I think that's the perfect word when you meet with someone and you guys are aligned in certain things. Like you'll be hot, you'll be cold, but you guys can come into the middle of warm. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to find that middle ground for the both of you, so you're both happy. So thank you for that. Why don't we get into our next video? I want to see the one with Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, I want to see that one.
B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The Corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How is the difference between you actually directing and working with the same people that you were directed with versus?
It was awesome. It's a family vibe. The last nine years of my life, I spent on the Creed films. They're very supportive. Tessa, Felicia, Rashad, Wood Harris, people that see me grow up. And for the fact that I stepped behind the camera and finally got a chance to direct them, they loved it, they embraced it, and it was a wonderful experience.
And was it difficult for you mentally because you're coming out of a different space?
I didn't know he was doing the athletic gear. I was staying in it. This is about y'all. This ain't about me.
Isn't this the sexiest man show off right here? Who's the sexiest man? Because now who's the sexiest man? Because I thought you said you're on the way up. He might be the one right now.
This is the one. This is the one right here. Yeah. See this?
So is it a tie?
Ain't no tie. We don't compete. Yeah, we don't compete.
Two number ones. Batman and Batman. Or should I? Oh, no, can't say that.
Superman and Superman.
Superman and Superman, sorry.
Good luck with that. Love you, bro.
Okay, so you also are going to do a new film with Will Smith very soon coming up. Is the rumor out there?
Not sure. We're still working on the script. That's something that I plan on doing in the future. Not sure when, with these movies. I'm just trying to get through this project.
Right,
When I get finished with this one, then I'll figure out what's going on next.
And how is it filming in Atlanta?
It was amazing. I've done 4 or 5 films down here, shot a couple television shows, so Atlanta's a second home to me, and I love coming down here to shoot.
Favorite restaurant here?
Oh, man. Whatever hotel I'm in, their restaurant.
Well, you're not corny.
So just so we're all on the same page, that is my celebrity crush. If I were to have one, he would definitely be it. Just saying. Okay.
He is fine.
Girl, I thought he was fine before Creed. I did Creed. I was like, oh my gosh. Do you think he shot a dig, or do you think he was just in how he brought the corny up? What do y'all think?
I don't feel like it was necessary. Michael B. Jordan is a place in his life where it's like that. Like unless it was like brought into an interview, I feel like it wasn't necessary. You know what I mean? Because she said that I think she had said in the video, we didn't call you corny. It was just the name. We make fun of the name. His name is Michael Jordan. I think that she like tried to clarify that, but I don't know. I don't think that she called.
I think it was unprofessional. I super think it was unprofessional.
it had nothing to do. I mean, well, she kind of like stated back like, oh, we went back to the, like, oh, we went back to school together. Yeah, the whole corny comment, I don't think it was necessary.
And I must be a petty Betty because I think he absolutely should have. I feel like that's his absolutely. I feel like that's his space, and she said it, and now you're here interviewing this corny ass man. How you doing? I'm here, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that he's like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It could definitely have been like she was professional about it. She didn't get rocked off of it. Like she was able to keep going. But I love that energy. I love that. I felt like, yeah, because they probably did. And they probably never said sorry. And yeah.
Yeah.
We have feedback. I'm not sure why there's feedback. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I hear it. No. I'm just gonna say, like I said, he is my celebrity crush. However, I feel like addressing it in a different setting, not there. I don't know. Like she's like asking him about Creed, but for him to be like, oh, like he's that dude right now. Did you really need to make yourself feel better in that moment? Like he needed that validation in that moment, which cool, whatever. He could have been more of a jerk in it. He wasn't a jerk, but for whatever in his spirit, he needed that validation to be like, oh, I'm not corny no more, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like he is it. Like in that moment, she's there because it's his movie. He's directing it. He's that dude. Do you really need to like throw that out there? That's just my thing. Does it need to be addressed? Should you be a bully at any point in your life? No. She could have went back and said, you know what? I shouldn't have did that, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been, if he threw it out there, she could have came back with, oh man, like we was kids. Like, my bad if I insulted you, and kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think the way she responded was like, oh, it was just your name. Like, try to like make it something that it wasn't. So I can see both sides of the coin. I can see where it's something that bothered him. He had to get it out. Boom, that was his opportunity. On the same token, it's like, you're that dude. Like, what does it really matter?
I also think it also shows, and like, I'm an educator, so I also think it shows when people, or when like as kids or in school, when people are being bullied or they're being made fun of, no matter where you go in your life, you remember that shit. And I think that was like that moment for him where he was like, I'm not corny, like, and just I mean,
because that was that guy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that you get that, like, it's
got that moment.
It's like if you go to your high school reunion and that guy that said you wasn't fine, like, oh, she's not cute, da da da, and you walk in and you like, look at me, I'm fine. Or when you see your ex,
I addressed it back in the day, and maybe a lot of people don't. You feel me? Like, there was a dude that was like mean as poop to me, and he thought he was the shit. I'm gonna excuse my French, but that's what he thought of himself. And I remember I told him, I was like, I have to get something, because he would always tell me, oh, you need to lose a little weight and you'll be pretty. If you lost like 15 pounds, you'd be so pretty and blah, blah, blah. He would tell me this, walking me home from, we walked the same way home. So one day I was like, you know what? I might be fat or whatever to you, but at least I'm pretty, and that's not going nowhere. You're ugly as shit. Just saying. It was like mic drop. But I had my moment, because I like plotting it. Because I'm like, this dude like makes me feel like poop. And he's nothing. He ain't nobody. And in that moment, I told him, like, yeah, I might be fat, but you're ugly. And I'm not. in that moment. So I got my moment early.
Yeah, I don't think there could have been a better time. There could have been another time. But I don't think that it's terrible. I
I
don't
think it was
think that it's.
terrible.
I don't think that he was. I don't think that he was mean with it.
Petty.
I think that
He was the petty Betty. You don't think he
I
was
think he
petty
was a
Betty
little.
right
He
there?
was a little petty Betty. He was a little petty Betty. That I do agree with.
He was petty Betty when he like stopped talking to her and started talking to someone. I thought that was rude because he's trying to flex at that moment. He was trying to flex. And that's I was like, I don't really like that about you. But I mean, whatever. You got your moment. You took it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think even in that moment, I felt like it was like a genuine interaction between the two of them. And you see people and you're like, oh, hey. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just overall, I think
he was okay.
I think it was okay. Listen, I love seeing people that used to talk bad about me and be like, oh yeah.
I feel like time and a place. I feel like there's a time and a place for everything. And like, you're like on a premiere for your movie. Like, I just don't think it was like the place or
appropriate
the
time.
Yeah.
But when would be the appropriate time when he never deals with this chick anymore?
Oh, who, the L'Oreal girl?
Yeah. He don't ever deal with her.
Oh, well, yeah, but I just think that if you were to like be in a more kind of like a interview setting, I think maybe it would be a little different. You know what I mean?
Okay, gotcha.
Ask you about your
versus
childhood.
On the carpet.
Yeah, but I think I just think for him to like bring up like, oh yeah, like the corny kid, I just didn't think that comment was necessary. Michael B. Jordan is hot, and he's got it going on right now. I just kind of felt like it was unnecessary, I think
he used that to his advantage.
I think it also may too depend on, who the interviewer is sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like like most like people, they know who to pick and they pick and choose because they know who they can and can't or what they can, slightly away with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you, how are you?
I'm doing well. Still, like, it's a late night going to bed for these little people. So
I hear ya.
yeah.
So everybody, this is, if I say it wrong, you can kick me. Iribe?
Iribe.
Iribe. I was close. I was close, everybody. I was close.
You got it right the second time.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Of course. Did you get to see any of the videos that we're talking about right now? No. We'll catch you up. Don't even try.
Okay.
We'll catch you up.
Right? Catch me up.
Michael B. Jordan. Okay. Michael B. Jordan's on the red carpet for Creed. And you said it was Lori. What's her name? L'Oreal. Okay. So L'Oreal, she's interviewing him. And apparently they went to 7th grade, 6th grade together, whatever. They was in school at some point together. And they used to make fun of him. Right. So as she's like talking to him, he throws in like, oh, I'm the corny dude. Right. And she's like, oh, no, like, we didn't really mean that. It was like your name. Ha, ha, ha. So we were like discussing one side of the coin. Like, did you really need to do that? Was it really necessary? If she's interviewing you to throw that in? Flip side of the coin is he was being made fun of and he got his moment to tell her, like, look at me. You made fun of me, but where am I now? Like his moment.
Look at me now. Yeah. Now you slept on me, but look at me now. I mean, a lot of guys have that story. They're like, they were the guy that we were like, oh, he's cool, but we weren't giving him the time of day. He's cool, but later on, they're the ones that's like that have it all together. Because they're the ones that were focused during that time period. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that actually made a game plan for themselves. Yeah, they're corny, but hey.
that was the catch up. That's the catch up what we're talking about and what we were. Maria said, like Mike Jones said, I know who Mike Jones is. Mike Jones. I don't know if y'all know, but I know who Mike Jones is.
Who? Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Okay.
I'm just saying. Like I was living in the down south for a little bit, okay?
I love it. Okay, cool.
Sorry to digress. I apologize.
Okay.
So back to topic. Yeah, I see the flip side of the coin only because I was that person. I had my moment early where I was able to like stand up for myself at a younger age, but I probably would have took the same moment. Like knowing me, I would have took the same moment. I would have said, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
You know something else? Why was she unable to? Why was she unable to take accountability?
I
Like
think she was thrown off.
she followed up with posts like our Instagram posts, you know,
Yeah,
at another point or Twitter, whatever she used, she followed up with
yeah.
something at some point. But why at that moment was she not able to say, you know what, my bad, and you know,
Yeah,
oh,
no.
I'm not corny no more. You know what, and I was wrong for that. Or she could have said, I was
Yeah.
12. I am my bad, and you ain't corny no more. Like,
I
why
wasn't
was
mature.
she not able? Why was she
Right.
not able to accept accountability? That's another like.
Mm.
Why didn't you? It hurt him. Obviously, he is Michael B. Jordan, and like she said, you
He's
were.
still
It was
affected.
your time. We are here for you. You are a producer, an actor, and you dated Lori Harvey. You are him. You are him. But for whatever reason, that little boy in you still needed
Validation.
to say that, still needed a little bit of validation. So why, as a good interviewer, did she not say, you know what, I was wrong for that? Fuck being a good interviewer as a good human. Why did she not say, you know what, I was wrong for that? I was
Good
12.
question. Good question, because we're going to get into it. Let's listen to her response to the whole situation. Let's play the video of her response to the whole situation, to the Michael B. Jordan, and then let's talk about it after. Can we play that video, y'all? I know we have it.
FYI, we went to school together for 1 year. So the narrative that I bullied him all throughout high school, this was 7th grade.
Hey, my bad. I was making coffee. My bad. I was looking at y'all from. I'm watching y'all from the big screen in the living room. I was like, oh shit! Ah! My bad.
It's okay.
FYI, we went to school together for 1 year. So the narrative that I bullied him all throughout high school, this was 7th grade. We were like 12 years old and everybody made fun of each other. And then like, I would get joked on because of my complexion. And, you know, I went to a predominantly black school. So it's like white girl, you know, oh, your boy, now you're mocking me because of my boy. We made fun of each other. That was school, you know, that was 1 year. Again, I've never bullied him. That just sounds so outrageous to me. Like me bullying Michael B. Jordan his whole life. Wouldn't we have heard about this before this? Yeah, I do feel like he took everything out of it. It gave the Will Smith thing where it's like, you know, he's heard numerous people probably call him this before because this is not something we haven't heard, right? I just never said it. I've defended him numerous times just because of the fact that I did have a rapport with him. And I never said we were best friends. I never said, you know, we were cool. And that was just that. So when I was even asked to do the carpet, I did it because I'm like, oh, this is a big moment for him. And I thought it would be dope. Just the fact that, you know, I did know him when he was young. And it just went totally left. I didn't expect it to go like that. And some people did try to spin the sexiest man comment. And that was weird to me because if you do your homework, he was named the sexiest man in the world by who does that? Is that People Magazine. People Magazine does it. And then Jonathan Majors recently did an article, an interview where he spoke on, they asked him about him possibly being the sexiest man. So when I asked that was an all in fun question, literally trying to turn a bad situation into something good. And then that's when I was like, let's settle this once and for all. Who is the sexiest man between you two? They're both nice looking guys, you know, but no, thank you. That wasn't my goal to go to, Creed 3 premiere and walk away. Cause like Michael B was on General Hospital and stuff like that. So that was not our demo. So, I left from there and went to Columbia High. And when I went to Columbia High, that's where SZA, Rotimi, and everybody.
She could have fixed it. She totally could have fixed it in that moment. She could have said, "I was a stupid kid doing stupid stuff and my bad," and moved on. But she didn't. She didn't take accountability for her being a jerk.
I'm still on her side though. I kind of feel like I kind of feel like she's probably taking the heat for all the kids that probably did call him corny in high school or whatever grade school that was. I feel like she probably was the source of where that comment came from. I just kind of feel like she took the heat for it because he pointed that comment at her at that moment in time. I don't think she was a person like her only person in, in school at the time who was like, oh, you're corny, you're this. Corny could have been anything. Corny could have been he was unpopular and, or whatever, it didn't have I mean, there's just so much that could have came with that, and I just think she just took the heat for it at that moment in time because she was the one interviewing him and happened to, have like should have a rapport with him because they did go to school together for a while, I just don't think that she should have taken all that heat for that specific comment because I don't think she was the.
I think if she would have just deaded it, like, yeah, we were kids, my bad, I didn't mean to insult him. I think if she would have just said those little words and then gone on to like, yeah, people talked about me too, it would have made it so much better than her just trying to pawn it off like, I wasn't just me, it wasn't just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I take it. That's just me. I get where you're coming from, where like she's taking all the heat from other kids, because I'm sure it wasn't just her. I'm sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't look at her and be like, oh, like she was the main culprit. He just took his shot, and that's where we're all at. Right. I don't know. What do y'all think?
Well, I'm gonna say I guess from being like the girl on the other side in a sense, like in her shoes, and I saw this guy. I've met a few guys that back in the day. We didn't necessarily, I guess, talk together, but it was like, oh my God, I had a crush on you, and you just ignored me and didn't give me the time of the day. But that's what they told me. Like, you can give me the time of the day. So I get what he's saying because she might have been just that one girl that he was interested in, and she didn't give him the time of the day. Like, I get that all other people weren't giving me attention, but I wanted your attention. I mean, you know where. Yeah, exactly. Maybe there's a whole lot more to it for him to be this successful in his career and to be like, come on now, for real. For me, I'm like, yeah, it had to be more to it. Like he was like, man, I'm really it's not taking me at all. You never know. That might have been when his turning point in his life. Like, you know what? I'm gonna do this now.
It was a secret crush and nobody knew about it.
I just think he could have done it. In a sense, it's kind of like, okay, so like, if you go throw it back into high school and okay, you are that man right now. Like, I just kind of feel like, and like to put it in, how she just said it. Like, okay, so I was at a certain stage in my life, and when I wasn't popular in high school. I wasn't the the girl that had I wasn't that girl. So of course after high school you have your little glow up or whatever, and then you get hit up by the same guys that you were crushing on big time that wouldn't even look twice your way. It's like a boo-hoo story for me, like, okay, I had my fair share of, where I could have been like, oh yeah, but you wasn't dealing with me back in high school, like, oh, like to me, it just kind of always seems like, okay, back in high school, like you grow up, you move forward. Like, I just don't feel like it's necessary to always kind of bring those things up because it's just like, you are where you are now. Like, you should actually live in that. I am that now. So like, this is where I'm at with it, like you might want to like deal with me at this point, but it's really like now that's kind of like a flex, you can't, I don't know. I just kind of feel like and then it, being a man and then doing that kind of stuff is where the nice guy takes the last for me, because I just kind of feel like you got it. You shouldn't have to remind people like of what you
that you're that dude.
If you know
he wasn't that dude and now you are.
To me it's kind of like, okay, shut up, you grew up, you're fine now for sure, but it's just like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like that's a flex on its own, you know, to know who you are, what you've already been through.
Right.
And to kind of have to like remind somebody who it could have, maybe he wanted to date her, maybe he didn't. I don't know, you know, but that's a flex on his end. You know what I mean? That doesn't need to. You don't need to.
For me, I feel like there is way more to the story that we don't know, like, or that anybody knows, only because, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, she had to have said something to him back in the day that really stuck with him. For him to even like spit it out, like you said, like he's who he is now. Like, what does it really even matter? Like to go back to that time, right? But I get being in that moment and not having your voice. He may not have had his voice back then, and this is his voice now, where he can tell anybody that told him that he wasn't what he was about to be, or you know what I'm saying? Like he can say it now. Maybe just that particular setting wasn't the greatest, because there is very two different sides of the coin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I feel like
it's the go ahead.
Oh, Team Michael B. Jordan. I'm just kidding.
I feel like still like even like, but because it's a man that did it, it comes off differently, right? Because we still got off the task of why did she not accept accountability? You said something that bothered somebody, no matter how long ago it was. And as an adult woman, you were not able to accept accountability, just like Michael B. Jordan was not able to let it go as an adult.
Both of them are being petty.
So both of them are doing a certain level of pettiness, but it's a character thing when someone says something to you and it bothered me, and you're unable to say, you know what, I was like she said, I was in 7th grade. I didn't bully him. I may have said something mean or whatever the hell the case was. The adult thing for her to do in that moment was to just be like,
you're right.
I wasn't the only one. Somebody else says, you know, or maybe not even fucking said, you know what? I was wrong.
I apologize.
I don't remember everything, but I was wrong. My bad. I'm interviewing you, him. That's that. And it would have just been, it was just the accountability part that she was unable to take. Now, if it would have been a woman, would we be saying, well, it wasn't the time? And because a man has a different standard, because
you think because it's a man versus a woman,
I do think because men are not supposed to have that, like when boys get bullied in school, like I said, I'm an educator. When boys get bullied in school, it's like, oh, come on, kid. It's okay. Kids
it's like be a man. Be a man.
Toughen up. But
what's wrong with you? Yeah.
But really, do you like bullying sucks if you're a boy or a girl? Like
doesn't matter.
People purposely. It's fucking mean. It sucks. So for him to still hold on to it,
he just held on to it, and it came out in that moment.
And it came out in that damn moment. It was like vomit. It was probably like vomit out of his mouth. I don't know if there's more to the story. But
I didn't look at it, but I wonder if he looks back and is like, "Damn, did I really do that?" Or does he even care? I didn't look it up. I didn't look it up.
You
think about it.
Said the wrong thing at the wrong place and been like, God damn, that was an inside thought, not an outside thought. It's out now. Fuck it. I'm with it. And
I guess
I'm moving on. So I think she should have accepted accountability. I think she should have apologized, and she should have just
absolutely.
I agree. I don't think she should have took the whole heat, like whoever he went to school with. I don't think it should have all been on her.
However, she shouldn't have died.
But I think because she's she's an influential person. She can influence younger kids and be like, oh, she took accountability. She may help that one person, that 10 people, that 100 kids that are like, oh, I'm being a jerk. Maybe I don't need to be a jerk today. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
Food for thought.
I'm
sorry, you guys. My house got crazy. My husband won like $100 off of my daughter telling him about a bet. Sorry.
I was thinking about the fact that that given the comment that she said she made before he said what he said, is like she kind of like boosted him into that, because it's like they already had that history. Had they not had that history, he wouldn't have made that statement. But she was like, so you're the world's sexiest man. Hold on, you calling me sexiest man? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to be calling me the sexiest?
Right, based on what she
You know what I'm
already.
saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, based off of that. Even if it had been so many years of them not seeing each other, you know, you remember the last moment you had with each person you have encounters with, right? So when
That's
you
why I
see them
said
again,
there's
you
more
go,
to the story. There has
yeah.
to be. He shot his shot and she shot him down when they was in
She
seventh
was
grade.
like, mm. But she shouldn't have elaborated. She shouldn't have went on to be like, well, all these other people, all these other people, all these other people. Like she was saying, accountability, right? Um, accountability for her own actions. Just being like, just allowing the energy to flow. Because she could have taken that as a joke. You know what I'm saying? What he said, because he threw it out probably in a jokingly way. You know how men do. Oh, you call me Corny. What? You remember you called me Corny back? You calling me sexy? You calling me Corny back? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, she took it, but she didn't take it as well as she could have. She a lot of times we as women, we have this fault, this chip, like someone's trying to hurt us or someone's trying to make us look bad. But he wasn't trying to do that. He was just like, yo, like, just trying to address something real quick while we're on the topic of me being sexy. I mean, because I am. So you know what I'm saying? He's like, while we're on the topic, let's squash this so we can move forward.
So just want to throw a little friction in there. So do corny guys get the last laugh?
Last laugh.
Yes.
I mean,
I
I think
think
People
about it.
laughing at
probably did.
What was that? Let me not. Go ahead.
I didn't hear.
I probably did.
Didn't hear again.
Oh, it's in my mic. I said, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I said, I think in this instance, I think he did.
Absolutely.
Considering
he
where he's
definitely did. You definitely got that. What is it?
Yeah.
You know what everybody's saying? That last get your lick. That song. You know what I'm talking about? He got his lick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He got it.
Well, they say success is the best revenge. Success. Being able to just move forward in life and say, hey, I made this of myself, regardless of what you all think of me.
Right.
I think he knows that though. Like, and that's the, that's what makes me not look at him so corny. You know what I mean? Because it's giving very much like I know who I am. I know what I am. You know what I mean? And I know like the females I can fool. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like to a sense, like, yes, he did get the last laugh in the situation, considering that he was a corny kid in school, whatever. But Michael B. Jordan knows who he is, and he knows what's up. Like, so I don't really think he's that corny. I don't think he's a corny guy that this particular conversation is about. You know what I mean? Like when it comes down to it, I don't think he fits that like category of corny guys.
And what we actually truly consider corny.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So when I was talking to Jazz about this, I was like, I didn't go. Usually I go in depths with her. I didn't go into depths. And the reason why is because a lot of times women can look at the corny guy just being like he's corny all over, right? Just everything about him is corny. But there are certain aspects of a man could be corny and can draw a lot of women away. Like, for instance, when I was in grade school, I played drums a lot. A lot of females weren't into drummers when I was in grade school. They were all into the sports guy, the guy who was, you know what I mean, who was in work or whatever.
Athletic.
Not at my school. At my school, the drummers that did the drum line were like,
I was just say that. I was like, if anybody in the band, because I was in like color guard and the dance team and all that. If anybody got the girls, it's the drummers for sure.
It was the drummers. And that was it. Nobody other than the drummers.
I'm out of here.
You never saw the guys with the saxophones pulling all the ladies. That's for sure.
But
I don't know if I could.
No. But it wasn't on a mass level, like compared to the QB, compared to the wide receiver. Like the linemen got more bitches than the drummers in the marching band. You know what I mean?
Not in my school.
You know what I mean? Hold on.
My
The
school, they was
bench
up-
members of a basketball team got more play than
It
some
was
of the
up there.
drums.
Well, maybe not the basketball player, but definitely a football player.
You get what I mean? But I'm just saying on a major scale, and I kind of see how a lot of women may overlook a lot of, I mean, not you guys per se, but a lot of women overlook those guys. And then at the end of the day, they be like, well, fuck, this motherfucker is a scientist and shit. He's an archaeologist and awesome. You know what I mean? Damn, I missed out. You know,
He can show me artifacts.
Huh?
It's like you said, he's an archaeologist. He can show me
Right.
artifacts. Just saying.
Right, I don't know. Yeah, you know how crazy like these, you know, I mean, I ain't gonna put them out there, but you know how the nerdy guys be, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They come up and all of a sudden they're running like huge CEO companies and shit, you know what I mean? Or those guys that were laughed at, you know, they're like, you know, America's top sexiest guy, or you get what I mean? Like, and that guy may have came across and wanted to like take you on to be that guy for you, and you're like, nah, I'm cool, right? From you guys' perspective, has that ever like dawned on you like, damn, I might have missed that one?
Yeah, for sure.
No, not for me. Well, and there may be guys that never like stepped up to me or told me they were interested in me, to where, you know what I'm saying? Like people I went to school with, I don't know, like people I went to school with, I never looked at like that anybody at my school.
I just think that when you're so fixed on your type, and not even your type, the kind of guys that you're physically and visually attracted to, you know what I mean? I think sometimes, you know, like women, we can be shallow too. At least I know I can. So I know like physical attributes, and like I visually have to be like pleased by what I'm looking at, you know, corny or not, it don't matter. I physically I have to see you. So that's you know, obviously that's number one. Just like a man, what I gotta like what I see, you know. But I just think that when you come down, then you start thinking about, you know, like how he said, you know, like the boy, you want to categorize it like the nerd or whatever, you know. Then you start kind of like I guess it could be more interesting with a more physical.
I was like super tainted because I was like, I became shallow after like an ugly, I don't want to say ugly guy because who's to say who's someone ugly, but I was like, if I'm gonna get played, I'm gonna get played by someone that's fine.
Nah, don't try to back that up. Y'all motherfuckers be walking right past them ugly motherfuckers. Jay Smooth said that shit a lot. If you ugly and broke,
if I'm gonna get played, I'm gonna get played by someone that looks good.
You can't be ugly and broke. You gotta pick a struggle, baby. You can't be ugly and broke. Not together. One at a time.
See, I could do a little ugly. I could do a little ugly, but I can't do broke. That's for sure. But no, I just think like, because I just recently had not just recently, last year, I had dated this guy who like
that's
was that
he was not ugly. He was not ugly. And so we went on a date. And so then when we actually sat down and we like started talking, then he's like, well, I'm an architect and I do this and I do that. Not in no money aspect, but I'm just like, damn, this man's smart as fuck, you know? And I'm like, okay, I'm looking at something that I like want to see. And then you're telling me like, you're smart, you know, you like take care of your stuff. Like I'm like, okay. But then I guess there was just no like, I don't know.
Chemistry.
Hold on. Hold on. Stop. See, this is when you need a guy in your life to be like, what the fuck? What the girl? You better go back and like get another fucking dinner date. What the fuck?
Get another dinner date.
We could talk for hours. We could talk for hours. But the problem was that, you know, like I just. But
if there's, it's so that comment. So it's all about the bag then. Well, no, I think what you're doing is the best thing to do, right? Like if you feel no chemistry and you're like, and maybe she could have did a second date. But if you know by the first date that like it's cool, but it's not cool like that, why would she have wasted that man's time? Like
I'm not wasting my time.
So I think, friend, you did the right thing.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I really want to like him because he's so smart. He's got a good job. He's got 2 kids. He ain't no bum ass baby. Like, he's not a baby daddy that's like the bum. Like he seems like he's got his shit together. But I was just like,
Hold on, did he have kids?
It's not after hours, sir.
He had 2 kids who he took care of, had his own place, everything. But it's just like there was just like no chemistry, and I guess we tried to like see if we did hang out again, but it just was like
I gave him a second chance and it still didn't go nowhere.
I just think it was a mutual thing. I just wasn't.
And I think that that's good though, because why waste each other's time? If you know,
you said you made it run for someone else.
The second date, the first date, if you know, like. You don't need to keep going out with that man and taking this nice man's money. If you know. I'm not gonna say you go on that date again with that man.
I don't get me wrong.
Maybe with somebody else who's willing to give who ready to give pleasure to.
Yeah. If you know it's not gonna work, you can't force yourself. Like you tried. It didn't work. Let me see if I'm wrong. Let me try it one more time. And then
one more time.
You're a really dope person. You got all your stuff in line. It's just not there. It's not the connection has to be there.
Even like now, I'm trying to date out of that. Like, okay, so I feel like I'm attracted to a certain type of man, just in general. Like and I'm trying to like step out of it, right? So I'm like, okay, well maybe I need to date a different race. Maybe I just need to date like a different different type of like man when it comes down to it. And I try, but oh Lord, it's hard.
Why?
When you're not interested, it's so hard. Like.
But like
I don't know. I like what you like.
I'm gonna just be real with it. I like a little toxic in my relationships. I like to keep things a little interesting. I feel like I said before, I feel like a nice guy I can trample over. You feel me? I feel like a nice guy, I can get my way with it. And I just, sometimes I like just know that I need something.
My dear, you straddle the line, as do I.
Like a little spice.
I
don't like anything spicy, baby. I don't want no toxic behavior in my shit. I
like it smooth and quiet and peaceful. I'll run away.
I gotta get out the way.
I can be the head of Toxic University, okay? But that's another topic, a whole nother time. Right.
Yeah, right. I just think like I'm trying to tell myself like, okay, like try to like, not go for your type, or sometimes we get hit on or whatever, and so I try to be like, don't be so quick to say no. Try to like maybe see where the conversation goes, and yeah. And then I don't know, it's just I
think it goes to like, we like what we like, and that's okay, right? But then I feel like I've never had a type. I've never had like I'm very fluid with who I like or what I want to be with or whatever. But I have like random hard no's. And if you're a hard no for me, like if you're a hard no, it takes a little bit more, like you got to kind of prove yourself to be like someone I will talk to.
Is that 9-inch hard no?
See, I heard that if a man has to prove himself past beyond I am who I am, then like with you, then that person isn't necessarily that wrong for you. You know what I'm saying? Like even ourselves.
The truthfulness behind my hard no is it's a shallow hard no. It's a shallow hard no.
Understood.
So that's the problem. It's a shallow hard no. So I am adult enough to say, listen, he could have this hard no, but be an amazing man. Is it fair for me if he has the whole package, but my one shallow hard no, which is fixable, and I will not deal with? That's crazy.
I don't know. I think I shot myself in the foot from the beginning. That's where I'm. It was from every relationship I've had. I've like shot myself in the foot. I think it's like I was like, okay, so I went from one extreme to another, right? Like, okay, if I'm gonna get played, I'm gonna get played by someone that's fucking fine as hell, right?
Okay.
So you got to be 6 foot to ride this ride. You have to be a certain like demographic of what I like, and you have to have a job, employed, whatever the case. Outside of that, we'll work with it. We'll work with whatever's going on. It still didn't work for me. It still didn't work. It was like not until I was like, okay, I'm gonna try something that I never tried before, right? Because I didn't have a problem with dating. It was just the wrong guys I was dating. And I still even think it wasn't like necessarily 100% the person that I'm with, but we worked. So if it works, that's great, right? Like but it's not who I envisioned myself with. And I don't think I'm who he envisioned himself with.
But it works. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alignment.
Yeah.
Alignment.
2 people willing to work together. I'm loving it.
Right.
Alayna like, hell no.
Yeah.
She's
Hey.
like, no.
I'll be the first to admit I'm very picky and I'm very choosy. Like that's why I'll still probably be single for a couple more years. I feel like you can have what you want and still get. You should be able to get what you want out of life. Like you should not be able to settle. You can have a nice guy. Like you can have a nice guy. I just think that that's not for everybody. And so, when I think that people try to push this, narrative on like like there's good women out there who end up with terrible men, and there's good guys out there who end up with terrible women. And sometimes they try to find something, but some people are drawn to, the bad, and it don't matter how good you think you are. If that's what you're drawn to, like I said, I personally
like what you like.
I personally like a little bit of excitement in my
relationship. A little bit of spice.
Sometimes I'm not mad at you.
Sometimes I want to
spice. Okay.
Sometimes I want to kickstart off the question that I know is going to spark a little some, but I just want to test the waters that morning, and then 10 minutes later I could be walking around like, okay, like nothing happened, hey, like, but
cap,
like if the good guys finish last, and it's
that's not true. I don't think that's true.
He still might end up with a girl like me who's just toxic as fuck. Well, I'm not toxic as fuck, but like I'm just saying, like, that's just what they like.
Okay to own. It's okay to own that you're a little toxic. Like I'm a little toxic. I can admit it. I get a little crazy sometimes. I'm jealous.
I like to start shit out of nowhere.
As I've gotten older, I'm not as jealous, but I definitely was jealous in my younger day. And get a drink or two in me, then I'm like, you're like, who is this that I just brought with me to the club? Like, she's crazy, but I can admit it. I can admit, like, I like danger sometimes. Not anymore because I'm a parent. But when I was younger, I was like, oh, he's a drug dealer, so what? Like, I'm getting in the car. That was me. I didn't care. Does he go to church on Sunday?
Money.
Like,
yeah.
Just saying. That was just me back in the day. Everybody had equal opportunity.
I love it. Okay.
Oh, so ladies, we are going to go into the after hours. I apologize. Everybody like, share, subscribe, Biz Entertainment Network. Thank you so much for hopping on Ladies Night, being super transparent with me. It's your girl, Jazzy Jazz. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and provide a link for you. You go ahead and hop on conversation, talk about what we've been talking about. Michael B. Jordan, Corny dudes, nice guys, whatever you want to talk about. Join us. Join the ladies. I love y'all. Thank you so much. All your energy is amazing. Join us in after hours.
Put it on down.
the comments. I'm so sorry. So Karma and Maria had been having a conversation outside of our conversation, and I just want to catch us up. Maria said, more brains for me than being fine. Well, I said, than being fine. We can get money together. Karma said, yes, Maria. And then at Karma 100, and then Maria says facts, and then hand clap. Yeah, that for me, I was like, if I'm going to get played, you're going to look good, and I'm going to get played. I'm not going to get played by an ugly guy. That was my mentality. I don't say it was right or wrong. I had just got played by someone that wasn't like 100% attractive, and so that I changed what I wanted to get played by.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some.
I can't.
He got a point.
I have a whole lot to say about that.
He got a point. He got a point.
Well, we said that we get to choose. See, that's the thing. When we started doing that whole what's that? I'm sorry. I'm about to open up the cap. Hold up. Hold up. When we started saying that feminine, I want to be equal.
I need to laugh.
Yeah, laugh. I see where he coming from.
Blame the feminist movement.
Soon as that feminist movement came in, yo.
I got 7 kids.
Alright. For sure. All right, go ahead.
Now it's like if we choose to have a child when that mate has told you prior to, I don't want to have children. It's like, okay, well then that's your child. A lot of they can even file to give up their parental rights and be like, no, and they will not be liable to pay child support because they did not ask to have that child.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's
what it is.
That's facts.
It's true.
Hey, talk your shit. Oh my mama.
It's causeless. It caused these problems.
Hey, y'all can't get mad at the men.
Jazzy, my bad. I didn't mean to come in here and just start.
Yeah, because hey, you know what, Smooth, you just spilled the beans because Jazzy was trying to do that next week, and you just came in here, boom, 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 boom.
I feel like whoa.
I had to come in here and take off one time.
But I know, Miss Redefine podcast wants to redefine this right here.
All right.
Redefine this, please,
Well, I think that he's ridiculous, and I think that I do. I think that
nope.
He lacks No, I think that he lacks accountability. I think that if you're a man that do not want to have kids, you don't want children, you know that there's a possibility because of my body, my choice movement. You know that there's a possibility if a woman gets pregnant, she will keep the baby. So it is your responsibility as a man to say, you know what? I'm going to strap up because I don't want this baby. But he's showing that he lacks it. This is a character issue. He lacks self-control because how do you how do you have sex with multiple women and don't strap up? You tell me all 7 women, you don't want no kids.
Hey, it don't matter. He just told you that he don't want no baby. He go to
I need everybody. I need to see a visual. Sir, I need to see your face. I need to see your face.
My bad. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
My bad. So look here. Man, look, fuck all that. if that nigga said that he don't want no babies, here come the raw truth. This is where Jay Smooth really like rub feathers the wrong way.
Okay.
Been there, done that, but I'm finna get to the So if he tell you he don't want no kids and he give you some shit for a plan B or to go to the chop shop and you keeping that bread and you don't go to the chop shop, that's your responsibility. I don't know why women always think holding kids or holding a bag over a nigga head is gonna make a nigga stay, and then y'all want to talk amongst y'all homegirls and friends that don't know that nigga and want to talk about the nigga when y'all don't want to tell the truth. Oh yeah, he did give me some bread to go to the chop shop, but I took it and went and got my hair done or my nails done, and was like, oh well, fuck it, it is what it is. I don't need that. I'm gonna get some more money if I put him on child support, which I'm not on none of that. But I'm just saying, like, that's cap on my mama. Like, that's cap.
I mean, I feel also that women should not have messed with him if he
if you don't want no puppy, you're not gonna go buy a dog.
I feel like women also shouldn't have messed with him. If a man displays
Hey,
that,
look, if you horny, look, we human. We human. If you horny,
you can
That's
never be.
If you horny, you gonna
Your
smack.
coochie could never be that wet to mess with a man that speaks that way. It could never work for a man that speaks that way. Never.
To tell you what? To speak what way?
To speak the way that he did. To say like, oh, if I have 7 kids, I'm not taking care of no kids. I'm not.
No.
I would never deal with a man that
he was saying that he don't.
Truthfully, it's one thing, but the way that he dealt it.
Play it again. Play the video again.
I am.
Because we need to specifically.
I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
He was saying that he did not want to be a father. He did not want to be a father.
Like that nigga didn't, and he didn't want to. He wanted to be.
He made them know. He made them aware of that.
He let them know. Like, look, I'm a hoe ass nigga. I don't want
the same thing she said. Those women were messed up for even wanting to lay with him, but that was their decision. That was their decision moving forward.
I know.
And it's because of the dick. That's all it is. It's because of the dick. That's why it went on.
One mic.
Is it my turn? Okay, I'm gonna go. What I said was, on his self, if he's like, I don't want no kids, it should be his job to not have sex with anybody, because regardless of what you say, contraceptive, condom, whatever, it doesn't say 100% effective. It says there's that 1% chance or 10% chance or 30% chance that you're going to fucking have a kid. So regardless, he's clearly saying, I'm not strapping up, period. And I told these chicks, it's on both of them. It's not just him. I'm not just mad at him and telling him he's a shitty person, even though he is. But I'm not saying it's on his fault. It's for him. Because he should not, if he knows I don't want to be a dad, you shouldn't have sex. 100%. If you don't want to be a dad at any point in life. If at one point
do you know what you just said? Do you know what you just said? That's like said, when your dick get hard.
Cap.
He shouldn't be having sex with anybody if he doesn't want to be a dad at all. At all. At all. I don't care if you give anybody money. I can't hear you.
You muted.
Jazz, you know how many humans in the world fucking and they ain't worried about no babies?
A lot.
Ain't talking about no kids.
A lot. And that's their dumbass fault, because if they get pregnant, because it doesn't always, it's not 100%. It's not 100%.
You really,
a condom's not 100%.
Yeah. Sis, you really gonna sit here and say that right now?
I'm gonna put my shit on Front Street. Let's put my shit on Front Street, because I don't give a fuck. I had sex with someone. They told me they didn't want a child. I said, cool, not your responsibility. I'm gonna take that shit on myself, because that's my responsibility. Even though it is his responsibility, because I decided to have the kid, I don't want shit from you. I don't need shit. I don't want shit. But it's still your responsibility, because it's your seed at the end of the day.
This is what somebody, you right, and that person didn't tell you that this is before or after?
After.
Yeah, right. My point
after, because I mysteriously got pregnant after.
My point exactly. Because if he would have told you that in the beginning, it would have been different. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Personally, I respect the guy. I respect him because he laid all his cards face forward. Look, I don't want to be a daddy, but I do want to get up in that pussy. Now, if you let me up in there, I'm gonna let you know. I'm shooting up the shop. Listen, I'm gonna shoot up the shop unapologetically. I'm gonna shoot up the shop unapologetically. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have some good times. But I don't want no child. But I'm gonna need you to do this. If you wanna have if we do this, take this Plan B pill. You ain't even gotta think about having a baby. It ain't even gotta cross your mind. The next morning you can take these pills and we be all right. And continue to do the same thing we was doing last night.
And some of them keep the bread.
I appreciate his honesty. He gives them a chance to choose whether or not they lay with him or they walk away. A lot of men don't give women that decision. They don't tell them the truth all the time. Some tell the truth, some don't.
On my mama, since I just said this shit, like I want to say 10 minutes ago. On my mama, I just said some shit like this about 10 minutes ago while I was driving. I said, niggas be on some cornball, corny shit too. Like niggas will sit up there and lie just to get up in your drawers now. Like niggas will say some corny ass shit. They be lying. At the same time, y'all gotta be mindful.
True.
And know who y'all giving the nana to. Like that's just that. Like y'all, you feel me?
Understand.
And see who y'all attracting. If y'all attracting ain't shit niggas, then
hey, check this out to the real ones. We like the real ones. We like, hey, we like the corny niggas get the last laugh. So corny, come on.
That's what you draw attention to. That is what you attract.
Hey, Biz, you gotta get on camera, bro. You gotta get on
camera. We want to see a face, dude.
Jazzy didn't punk me into getting on the camera, bro. You gotta get on camera, bro.
I know.
I'm out of here.
No, hell no, bro. No, bro. You lucky I can't turn your camera on.
It's ladies' night. I'm just saying. I'm just adding some little commentary on it.
Really, it's ladies' night.
After hours.
3 or 4 times. So you need to get on.
Well, the first time I have to throw a little dagger in there because you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Add some little. You know what I mean. Add some pizzazz in it. You know what I mean. And then.
What pizzazz?
Right now, I'm just like. I kind of don't really need to say that.
Oh yeah, my bad. I had to come back because I seen Miss Brina. I just read this comment.
Tribe logo.
Facts. That's facts right there. I just said that shit.
But
see, Jazzy? See what I mean?
Y'all hear me?
Jazzy, I hear you. I hear you, Jazzy.
What did I say?
I'm just saying, everybody ain't thinking about no babies when they.
No, what I said was the corny guy did get the last laugh because he wasn't the one that someone let fuck. So he's getting the last laugh.
Hey, but like, what's up? Like, bro ain't got his.
Like, I second that.
I'm finna roll my weed up. I'm finna
man, you ain't gonna do the same thing, Smooth, man.
Ladies' night tonight is brought to you by Al Capone.
Al Capone. Thank you, Al Capone.
The rum.
I just thought it was
I
just thought it was a dope, you know what I mean, conversation. And if the man tells you straight up, like, yo, it is what it is, like this is it, you know what I mean? I'm deciding this, and you got laws, you got rights. You know what I mean? You got all type of shit. I mean, what's like all across the world, there's a fucking shelter for women, kids, and puppies. You know what I mean? Ain't shit for men. You know what I mean? So like when you look at that, it's like, come on, man. Like at the end of the day, you gonna be no. At the end of the day, if I tell you this is what it is, you're gonna be taken care of. America's not gonna let you just, you know what I mean, not eat because you're a woman and you have a kid. If you decide to keep that kid, I know that's fucked up.
You know what, sir? I think you should stop while you're ahead. I'm just saying.
I'm just telling you facts. That's facts.
He's saying we have a lot more provisions set in place if we chose to have a child, whether or not we choose to be with someone.
But who's taking care of the child? So there should be provisions in place for the person that's having the daggone child.
Well, 60%
Man's not
of
stopping
single
that shit
parents
out.
are men. Hold on. 60% of single parents are men. They are male. They are not female. However, those 60%, majority of those men are not asking for assistance in their upbringing of their children. It's mainly women that are asking for someone to help them take care of their responsibilities. Men are more so. They'll even freaking what's that Will Smith, what's that Pursuit of Happiness. He took his child out there. He was out there struggling, but that's just evidence of what's constantly going on throughout the nation.
That are taking care of children.
Yes, there are 60% of single parents. Yes, the actual yes. Yes, I'm saying majority of the single parents, single women. Excuse me, majority of single mothers that end up raising children. Excuse me. Our children, majority of our children end up being the ones that end up in prison. 60% of what's in prison, 60% of what men, well, most of the men that are in prison are because of single mothers, because they did not have that support line. They did not make sure they had. Well, they didn't have the people to help
giving up too much game,
help our child's upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Help them, train them to where they're supposed to go. But it's because of how we think. It's because of how we think. A lot of times, women are more emotional. Girls are more emotional. Men are more logical. So they're like, just get it done. Just get it done. So when they teach their children, they're like, look, I need you to do X, Y, Z. Get it done. That's it. Just get it done. When I need it done, get it done. I have these expectations for you. I have these requirements for you. And then these are your rewards and these are your consequences. They're like books. Like you know what to expect with them. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to know him, you know what to expect with him. No matter which man it is, you start to be like, okay, he's like this. Okay, this is what he wants from me. You start to easily anticipate his needs. You know what I'm saying? So they're the same way with their children. They're like consistent. So their children are like, my dad is like this. I know what to do around him. But with mom, they don't know sometimes because our cycles and how we are naturally. Sometimes we have our moments of up, and sometimes we have our moments of, I don't know if I want to be talked to at this moment. I need a moment to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I remember as a child, like my dad was absent, so he was not in the picture. So I don't agree with that at all.
I get what you're saying, that your father was not in the picture. I just mentioned about having single mothers.
I mean, he was there. He was. Don't get me wrong. My dad was present, just not present in my home. Like if I called him, I could talk to him, but he wasn't present in any situations that were going on.
If you only had him, if he knew you only had him, he would be far more present in the home. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You don't?
Not
okay. My father stopped being around when I was like 7 years old, right? And then I saw him again when I was 17, right? However, that wasn't on him as to why he wasn't in the house. It's my mom's fault as to why he wasn't in the house.
No, it was his.
No, it wasn't. It was not his. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna tell me that the reason why my father. No, because I already talked to my father. No, you're not gonna do that. You're not about to do that. My father died 2 weeks ago, and I already know whose reason as to who was in here, who was out of the house. You're not gonna do that to me, Jazzy. We're not gonna play that.
You and your family, but had your father. This is from an outside perspective, right? So my perspective, my family, not yours, my family. Had my dad gone through the courts like he should have, because they didn't go to the courts until I was 17. Okay. So my mom had me from 12, because I was with her until I was 7. And then I went to my grandparents, and from 7 to 12, 13-ish, I then went back to her. Now I'm not saying my mom was right. My mom was a cold heart of peace. Okay. When I was 17, she went to the courts. Was my dad involved? No. At that point, was my dad making money? Yes. Had he been paying her? Yes. Did I see him? No. Was he involved? No. Should he have gone to the courts first? Yes, because he should have been involved. But he chose, because I don't want to fight with your mom. I want to live my life. I didn't do that. That was his fault. I blame him for not being involved in my life. Every man has a right to go to the court and say, I want to be a part of my kid's life. Is that something they want to do? No, because they don't want to deal with the courts because they think the courts are against them. That's not always the case. Because had I said in their situation, my dad's involved and he's been trying to see me, it would have been a totally different situation than no, I haven't seen my dad. I don't know what he's doing. Do you see what I'm saying? Men have the right to go to the court and say, I want to see my kid. But guess what? They have to pay. They have to do shit they don't want to do. I get it. I totally get it. Not everybody wants to go that route. But do
that's
they have
different perspective?
Yes, they do have that choice.
Yeah, I talked to my father. I get what you're saying. I talked to my father though. And he was saying that, like, even though they can do that, they don't want to put that stress on you. As a woman, they don't want to hurt you. They don't want to sit there and cause no strain between you. And they don't want to pull you away from your child. My mama had 12 children. My mama had to take us and drive away. My father followed her from state after state to find us. So it's not the same situation. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. My mom ran away. My daddy sucks, like he sought out to find us, and my mom made sure that he was not going to be able to have us. She even basically got him locked up and some more stuff.
So I think what you guys are both saying is that it's just fatherhood and parenting. There's the way that it turns out is always different, right? Your father wanted to be there, but your mother wouldn't allow him, and your father was not present because he didn't want to be. It all comes down to what we're saying is it all comes down to choice. Like your father's choice was taken from him. He didn't get the choice he wanted to be there and was coming for you guys, but someone took his choice away. As Jazzy is saying, her father he didn't give a damn for the choice or without the choice. He just wanted to do whatever he wanted to do. So I think if we circle back to the video, the man is saying, absolutely, he is saying, I don't want kids. I'm going to give you money for a plan B. I'm going to give you money for an abortion. Everybody in this situation has a choice. If a man tells you he doesn't want a baby, if a man tells you that he will give you abortion money or plan B pill, as a woman, I have the choice to say, I want to be with that man or I don't want to be with that man. But that man also knows there's no way, no plan B. And the only way to stop a pregnancy, right, is abstinence, is to not do it. That's the only way. So if I don't, my question is, why did women even have sex with him? What like the account? There's a certain level of accountability women have to take
on their part.
If a man tells me, and he seems like he strongly believes it, that's how he feels. If a man tells me, oh fuck that, like I'm willing to shoot the spot up and I'm gonna, we gonna get it in, but I'm not fucking with you if you have a baby. Off top, that's a character flaw. Therefore, you are not a man that I want to lay with. I don't want to exchange energy with a man that tells me if you get pregnant, here's a plan B. If you get pregnant, go have an abortion. I don't want to lay with that type of man.
Not what you want to hear.
I don't want to lay with that type of man. So my choice. Now, when she has a baby by him, it also becomes a character thing on his end. What type of man do you show up to be?
Yeah,
no, I didn't want this kid. No, I didn't this or that. But do you show up to be a man that says, you know what, but still, I will not allow my seed to walk amongst this place without a father, because I know what it does when a man or a daughter doesn't have a father. So my role is so imperative. I'm going to get over myself and I'm going to stand in position. Now, ma'am, I didn't want this baby, but I'm going to get over myself because now the baby is here. So when I say like it's a choice, but he's stating he's being, to me, that video is a man showing that he's being a baby. Like he's being like, yes, you said it. Yes. Oh, okay. But now fuck it. All of that shit is gone. Now, what type of person do you show up to?
Right.
Do you show up as a
after the fact? Like after it's said and done, the baby's here. Who are you?
Who are you? What is your foundation? What have you like? What's your foundation? Who has raised you? If my brother would have told his baby mama I didn't want that baby, my dad would have been like, I don't give a fuck if you don't want that baby. Take care of that baby. You need to be there. And we would have came in replacement of that as well. But at the end of the day, it's about choice. At the end of the day, it's about choice. And everybody, whether his 7 baby mamas, had a choice. The only people that didn't have a choice was the baby.
So is it so much of character, or is it the roots you was raised by?
Foundation means everything.
Right.
Foundation
So
is everything.
I would say make sure.
Right, but my character is derived from
foundation.
It may change throughout time, but how I started off this life and how I build my character and culture or whatever is through my people, it's through my through the upbringing, right? So
I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think it's necessarily all on your family, because they may be the upright, do everything by the book family, and you choose not to live that life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just really depends on the person.
Go against it.
Me and my dad had that hard conversation. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to deal with my mom. He didn't want to deal with the arguments. He didn't want to deal with her. But when I got older, I told him, why weren't you there? You left me with this horrible fucking person that was abusive and didn't treat me right. And he's like, I'm sorry. Like, I can only do what I can from you from now until.
You know why?
You
know why? Because he didn't want to deal with her. That's the whole point. He's telling you right there. I would run away from my whole family. Like in the Bible says, I'd rather deal with the roaring lion than to deal with the nagging woman, right? And that's what you see. You know what I mean? That's kind of like what he did, and that's what a lot of men do. They'll run away from the family because of the mom, and it has shit to do with the kid. But they're like, "Fuck, I'm gonna risk this, but I'm gonna be saving myself." You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna end up. I'd rather have the conversation with my child when they're older and just explain to them, look, this is the reason, this is what happened, this is the case. I'm sorry. Look, I apologize.
Conversation with me. Maybe
right.
I talked to him from me being a hurt woman at the age. I think I was like 21, 22, and I was hurt because he was this great guy. My dad was like this amazing. I mean, he still is. He's this amazing person. You meet him, he's charismatic. You don't want to hate him.
That's how your mom fell in love with him. You know what I mean? Because he has some type of attraction there. I'm telling you, like a woman is not gonna like really like when a woman is being like they say when a woman has sex with God, she's quote unquote in a war tactic mind state. They say it's been conquered, right? Because she's unveiling herself, you know what I mean? She's laying, you know what I mean? And so when you kind of look at that, a woman has to go past a certain type of emotional state with the person or man to even say, I'm willing to lay with this man. You get what I mean? She has to be like intuitively into him to be able to just lay down with him.
Which is why none of those women should have had sex with a man that was saying what they were saying, because your intuition should have told you. Your intuition should have said,
questioning your choices.
But does that go back to like how you were raised? Obviously, these women don't know how to pick men with some standards to be able to say, okay,
or was he what we were talking about earlier? Maybe he started fucking with them and he was kind and nice, and then all of a sudden it's about to get to that point. He was like, hey, wait.
Hold up. Here's some money.
Hold on. I don't want to have a baby, but you still my boo. And so she's thinking, because women, as we do, she thinks she
so is that his fault? Is that his fault?
It's like
no. Women, they should not be fucking with him. If you know that there's a potential that they should off top, they should not fuck with him. And he should not be having sex either, because there's no way to not get someone pregnant outside of not having sex. There's a 1% chance with a condom. They tell you on it. There's Plan B babies in the world.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, that's not 100%.
You just gotta abstain. And I mean, and yeah, I'm sure that sucks. If you
No
don't
lie, don't get me wrong. I get the character part, but when we talk about a man's character, men don't look at the character how women look at it. You got how you just going to spread your seed around 7 women, and it's like, well, shit, that's just been men. Period. From the art of life, that's just period. That's just how men been since day one. We've always like 20% of men are populating 80% of the babies. You get what I mean? Like, and those numbers are real. So when you look at that.
It doesn't just because it's real doesn't mean it's right.
We aren't the ones that's having the. You guys don't get it. Just like the man said. The man just said it. I gave them a choice. This is what it is.
Did he really?
You could do. Wait. He said I gave them a choice. You could do this. You could do that.
Now.
But either way, I'm not in it. I don't want to be down. So if we're gonna keep this just like a pimp, just like any fucking job, you go come to work. You go clock in here. You go get with the pimp. Like it's the same fucking decisions we choose to make. Like if see what it is the women were so infatuated and they didn't think about the consequences. And a lot of times, if we think about our decisions and we think about the consequences first, we wouldn't make half the decisions we make.
Yeah,
because we don't think about the consequences first though. We always think about the pleasure, and it's like cool, the pleasure is gonna be great, but that shit is a dope high. That shit is a small.
It's temporary.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like that shit only gonna last for like what? Like cool, I give you 30 minutes, I give you an hour. You know what I mean? The whole little moment, but you probably fucked over so much. Got a baby now, you gotta deal with for the rest of your life now. You know what I mean? And those or some of these women will have these backyard boogie deletion clinics, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to be all explicit, but y'all get what I mean. And they'll rupture their system. They'll mess up their whole like.
Oh, you're saying illegal abortions,
right? Right.
Okay.
Get themselves butchered. Right.
And they'll mess up their system and all of that shit, right? And because they're so infatuated with the high and. You know, and those are the things I'm saying. Like, those are the things that you have to look at. Where who raised them?
That's a good question. That stands for both parties, because I hope that I raised my daughter with enough will to say this man doesn't represent the man that I want to be a father to my child. I don't want this man. My daughter should know as well with the seeds that I plant in her that. She also doesn't want that man to be her father, like to be a father for a child. She doesn't want to lay with a man for his spirit.
I tell you this. I tell you this. 100. I know you want to be proud of that, but your daughter is
my daughter is going to experience things just as I did. So, but I'm hoping that my daughter will experience heartbreak. She'll experience pain. She's going to experience those things. But what I'm saying is the seed that you plant. The seed that I plant in my daughter should be able to tell her, just like I'm sure they can both attest to it. After we got a certain age, after we learned a little bit more, there were certain things men could not say to us anymore. There were certain things he could say it, he could dress it up how he wanted, but spirit said no, and we were like, you ain't it. So he got to be fucking with something. He's either finding broken women. He's finding broken women. He's finding women who don't have that connection to themselves, because no woman in the right mind would have sex with a man knowing the possibilities of being able to get pregnant, would have sex with a man that says, well, if you get pregnant, bitch, I'm gonna give you your 50. Like, nigga, what type of bitches is you fucking with that want the $50 for the plan B?
And don't get it.
The females that's like niggas ain't shit.
And don't get it.
But my point is like if I need to get a plan B, I don't need to be fucking with nobody.
I don't know if that was the right response,
but I'm about to show you. Don't trip. It's a part 2. I'm about to put.
That's my.
I don't get me wrong. Yes, he is corny for being able to like do this, but I think the man is straight up if he addressed the issue, like, yo, it's like a Satanist. That's what a Satanist does. A Satanist, they believe that if I have something like tell you that it's poison apples and you bought it knowing that it's poison apples, it's suicide. It ain't on me. It's on you.
I
I'm
tell
good.
them,
You chose to take the poison. That's on you. You
Right, it
said you
goes
want the crack cocaine. That's on you.
I
You
tell
got nothing to
them
do with
I
it.
was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not gonna force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that gonna have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're gonna be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this shit and be like, black man this, black man that.
Hey, check this out. Check this out. I gotta say one thing. He nailed it on the head. There was a lot there, but he nailed it on the nail. Like,
That's a whole topic.
I always say, and y'all get mad at me, but I said a dude will fuck a doorknob and not give a fuck if it got ran over in the train track.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm serious. Like, a dude will fuck a dumb bitch and not give a fuck if she got hit by a truck. Like, and those are the things like y'all don't understand. Like,
Look,
I know it sounds bad. I know it sounds bad, but he just said it. I don't give a fuck about these females. They jump offs. I did the bare minimum to get them.
That's crazy.
That's not something I want to marry. That's not something I want to lock down. That's not something I want to take something serious.
So then
that's the crazy
you have
part.
unprotected sex with her?
Is that a pass?
Getting
Because
STD?
like, is that a pass right now? I don't get it.
What?
I'm not understanding. Is it a pass? Because he's saying he's like, oh, they're just jump offs. Like that's a pass for him.
No, you don't get it. A dude.
He's saying that they knew they didn't know him. They knew they didn't know him. They knew they didn't have no bond with him or built no relationship with him. They knew they weren't like talking about building a family or having a home or none of that shit with him. But they, you know what I'm saying? They were just fucking. They knew the situation, but that's what he's saying. He's saying they knew that they were just having sex. They knew that they weren't actually friends to each other. They knew they didn't actually like care. They knew that he didn't care about them.
No sense of relationship. There was no
They
relationship.
knew.
But
They
anytime
knew.
you love someone, isn't there a possibility they could get pregnant?
Y'all ain't never heard of a chick.
That's what he's saying. That's our fault. We open our legs. It's our fault. Opening our legs.
Y'all ain't never heard of the chick like fucking at the club?
Yeah, I heard of people.
What? Oh my god, y'all ain't come on. Y'all,
just women. Women in general. He's talking about women.
Females.
Sometimes.
Put shit in the car, in the parking lot, and blase. Oh my god. Anyway, I guess I must be living on a new planet or some shit, but there's a gang of females that have done shit in parking lots, outside clubs, all type of shit. in random places, like
So
a
hold
jump
on.
off. Like
What you're telling me is
fuck about
because
that.
these
Make-
women
like-
put themselves in these situations. They're due to be treated like whatever because they made these choices. But the man was there as well. So it's like you're saying, oh, it's your fault. You opened your legs. That's your deal. But you were there too. You made that decision as well. So is
No,
it
we
all
both
correct?
were there. We both.
No.
We both
it's
made
like
that decision. We both made that decision.
yeah,
Both of
we
us made
both
it.
did.
Just the one. It's both of y'all made that stupid ass decision to have sex with someone you don't know, don't care, don't whatever. That person don't want you,
Unprotected.
don't
Oh,
want your kid.
God.
But it's
Crazy.
not correct.
It's
I
unprotected.
know he did go raw dog. Though. That
Well,
was
we're not
kinda
saying
weird.
neither one of them correct. They both messed up.
That was kind of weird.
That
though.
was-
To me, honestly, the fact that we're not addressing the fact that he did go raw dog, like he's telling him
He did. He
That's
said
a
he
little
don't
weird.
care. He said he won't gonna pull out either.
Don't care. This is what it is. Fuck everybody. That's
pretty. That's
Just
pretty. Yeah.
She
Anyway.
let him in there, raw dog. She let him in there without protection.
It goes back to choice because there's
goes-
so many fucking issues with everything that he's saying.
It's a lot.
Like you're having
Oh.
jump offs, but you're having unprotected sex with jump offs. Nigga, you're trash too then. Like you're
Yeah,
having
he knows it. That's
yourself
He
in a
knows it.
but see, you know what's crazy? But D, look, D. He knows he's ain't. He knows he's a fucking pookie and Ray Ray. He knows he's a
yo, you know he ain't shit is
He
what you
said
said.
he ain't shit, nigga. It's your fault if you a queen, but you won't come down to his level. And when you come down to his level and lay down with him, you become an ain't shit hoe. That's all he trying to
That's what
say.
he said, girl. That's what he said. That's what he said.
At the end of the day, that's all he's saying.
That's all he's saying. That is word right there.
That's all.
That is it.
And he don't give a
What
fuck.
the
That's what he fucking said. But you know what? He also sounds like he would take care of the kid if you're not a jump off, and you and
he planned on planning it out with you.
You know, so couldn't be a man for me. That's for sure.
Mm-mm.
I sure would have said that's the devil. Go ahead, walk away, baby. The dick is never that good.
Not like that.
Never.
though.
Never. Coochie is never
Run
wet.
to the
It's
hills.
dry, sir.
Cap.
Run.
Shut up, Jay Smooth.
Damn, my bad.
Like, no. But make it like that. The fact that it didn't even work was a problem. There's so many issues.
Once again, I appreciate you being super transparent with me. Thank you for like being honest and telling your truth. And just I don't take nothing from y'all. Y'all have different opinions. Y'all see things different. I love that. I love the fact that we can see things different and come together as women and still see each other's side of the spectrum. Love y'all. Just saying. Just saying. I'm gonna end tonight's ladies' night with that. I love you guys. And men ain't shit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, we all need to be accountable for our decisions in life, and that
Know your value.
be accountable for who we sleep with, who we don't sleep with, who we want to sleep with, and just who we let in our lives, period. I love y'all. I'll see you next Saturday. It's your girl, Jazzy Jazz. Like, share, subscribe. Biz Entertainment Network. We out of here, y'all. Mwah.
All right, I'm out.